My name is Ferdinand Nitunga, and I completed professional development for teachers trainer and teaching English speakers of other languages like TESOL. We open a program, online professional English networking, and also English for career development. So I'm also an English teacher for professionals. This is what I'm doing here, helping young people to improve their spoken English. Briefly is that. The International Student English Club, ISEC, started in 2011 from the US Embassy Bujumbura. I did the first training professional session. It was at Sursedinel, and we're doing professional training to prioritize fluency English. It was facilitated by Meredith, and it was my first time, and I joined in the US Embassy Bujumbura, Burundi, and I get inspired how we can teach and prioritize fluency English just to sound like native speakers. And then when we started with many English clubs, some protocols, ISEC, National Student English Club, remains to learn, because most time the education in USA we follow, I was inspired from that day. And then many clubs stopped. I don't know what happened to them. But with ISEC, I said, let me now interact and impact the community just to give back what I was doing. Because I can remember public affairs and the time being, her name, Senator Doll, was inspiring us and saying, guys, this is like a job. Make it a job. Make it very professional. It will be your daily life that can change. Not only yourselves, but change your community. So this is now what I'm doing, and we started calling it Buiza English Club because we had not a name at the time being Azur Nahari, and I was still in the high school with Mr. Samson and the Parfait. But for me, I didn't give up. While I joined in YALI, I got inspired so much. Then the name came and working in solidarity with the other young people. So when it came, I was not around. That is an alumni from Student English Club completing a program here. Some others at the masters like Mr. Maxim also was a training others here now. And then the Student English Club is really making an impact. Then it is into bring innovation, and work on creativity, to avoid all the fashion program. And that's the reason why we're making an accent, an American English accent. That's why we're making an accent on English for the national communication. And that's the reason why it's so impacting. There are many young people, many professionals who are joining the program. So this is how I know ISEC is more from the word. So briefly is that, right? So the main goals of ISEC is really to address the education in Burundi. Because there are challenges the education is facing, especially the order fashion program. ISEC is working on up-to-date program. For instance, many young people are completing universities. Feels like are doing, learning English of course, but when they listen to native speakers, they get no idea. If you want, you're gonna come back and listen to their testimonies. Some even who are in English educational system are facing to that big challenge. Now the solution and the problem ISEC is solving is to work it out that challenge so that everybody who feels professional can improve his spoken English, can be so far to address the education. Some challenges people who complete their studies are not doing. Some professionals who are working in English, in the English system, then they can feel comfortable to interact, to talk to any person that is using English language. Great. So the curriculum is very simple. I'm working on the semi-curriculum many programs are using. The old fashion program. As I've been in that program, so hey, since a long time I've been pronouncing aren't. And I realize now I need to keep in the same program, but a little bit innovation. For even the verb be, we show, hey guys, with fluent English, no pronounce I am. Use schwa accent. When you pronounce you are, this is correct, but it's not very correct. To be perfect, to use natural English accent and say you are, he is. Instead of saying he is. You understand it's in the same program, but that innovation we add. And let's say she is. If we can even keep it, and I say it is, but I say it is, that if I say English, now fluent English, we are. And then we come up with remove dropping T, and I say erase, flap T. We keep in the same program, but we innovate, because it is where innovators can come. And we say, hey guys, here is the thing. It is aren't is not a mistake, but when you pronounce it on, that sounds so better, that's so amazing, that's so awesome. So our curriculum is only to work on those that they've been doing, and then we show what is not going. We done. ISEC came up with what isn't there, what isn't in American corner, what isn't there in different universities, in different schools. Because when I'm coaching with high schools, primary schools, preschoolers, then I'm only showing this is what we need to come up with as a change maker, of course, as the alumni, man. Yeah. The way I measure, it's very simple. Like you saw, we are able to sing using English with natural English accent. We are able now to use the poetry. For nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. My students, my participants are able to repeat that and imitate the shadow with no problem. Above all, I've got some professionals who are abroad now in the masters. And they were required before joining my program, they were required to sit for TOEFL. But when they said for an interview, to hear the way they sound, and the TOEFL has been crossed down. This is the reality. I can give even the contact of one guy from Congo, came to do TOEFL courses in my program, but after completing my program, sitting for an interview, his TOEFL course has been deliberated. There's a maximum now in Indonesia. Also, he would sit for TOEFL, but with the university interview, they find, oh man, your English is really perfect. Now, he's in Indonesia now. He's been a participant here. I have another one in medical, Ghana, in the National University of Ghana, in the medical program. He's completing the masters. Also, during the program here, he was a 0 in English participant, but after completing the program, now to be selected in the National University of Ghana became ACB-D for him once they listen to him in the way he speaks. So to measure that, you can see him dancing, speaking, repeating, shadowing, and talking to native speakers easily. But also, finally, most of the time to grade their levels, I give an exam so that I can see this really has succeeded or not. This is what we do to measure, to evaluate them, and find they're really moving forward. I don't want to speak survivor second talent back. Learning never ends. But my side before founding ISEC, I knew I was a really English speaker. People were appreciating me. But when I did Georgia University, when I did Pennsylvania University, Arizona University, I found I'm still a kid than to keep learning. When I went to YALI, I found, it's not only a matter of knowing English, I need to improve more, whether on a civic, to be a great leader, or improving the curriculum, or also somehow doing a major, then it can help identify your participants, your learners, what a mind to come up with. And then I really advise anybody to keep learning so that he can keep improving more, because he who keeps studying, keeps younger. ISEC now, since work in 2011, ISEC came up with very strong organization where the people impact. And there where the people impact is gonna be a very huge non-profit organization to partner with the other huge world universities, education, different huge organizations like NGOs, because there are participants who cannot really be reached down, like in the countryside, then to be trained, to get skills that are getting. So ISEC in the future wants to impact not only Burundi, we're not impacting the world. Because when I was abroad, I find that I also, from now English-speaking countries who still need to improve more in English language or in the other skills to be comfortable. So I remember in 2011, when I joined the US Embassy Bujumbura, it was at downtown in front of DRC Congo Embassy. But in that case, I could see guys who were leading English programs. When I asked them, hey, where does an American speaking? Themselves told me, we don't get 100%. We get some ideas. And I said, hey, what's going on? How come somebody who's leading English activities cannot understand what an American is doing? I could also understand 100% my English teacher in my class. But listening to a native speaker, especially Americans, as I'm working with the American space, I could not get an idea. But my teacher, everybody could feel like, okay, they are speaking English that I understand. And I could understand what I'm being. But towards in the front of American, I could get no idea. So my first question that happened into my eyes was, my heart was to go to an American one, the Anita Dora one I told you. And when I went to her, I asked her, could you please let me know how I can improve my spoken English? Number one, she gave me one book, listen and imitate, and listen and repeat, and some CDs. When I worked it out, first of all, realized this is in English we need to improve. And I remember my first book learning was published by Cambridge University. It is an English university. But when I looked at it, the conversations were different from what we call brainish. It's when I started learning, when I was still in high school, self-training. And then when I completed the university at one, I find out, whoa, so now can I see reductions? And say going to, oh, now native speakers use Ghana. Want to, now native speakers say water. Hey, there, these, they use dropping pronouns. They are changing some words, you into ya. Hey, a lot of water, cup of copper, need to netter. Hey, I said, let me now collect these words and come up with really great curriculum as you're asking me before. And I changed the whole curriculum program. Then to summarize this program then can help participants, can even help myself to be me, to understand what a native speakers are speaking. Woohoo! Man, when I did professional development for teachers training, now to improve what teachers can do with Arizona University, I became someone else. When I joined now Pennsylvania University with teaching English speakers of other languages that are fluent to teach English through international culture. Now I found it out, whoa, now I need to improve more, and I came down to say exactly how to design a very strong curriculum, very strong module. And then inspired by the way native speakers were speaking through videos, through teachers like me, non-national teachers. And then, do you know what? Last year when I joined the TOT, trainers of trainers, you cannot imagine how I was then. I was saying, hey man, how come are you a French? Speak in a country and I speak like that. And I say, now, I'm not only a teacher, I'm a teacher of teachers, I'm a trainer of trainers. This is how now I'm improving my spoken English, man. We've not only one university, because like I mentioned it before, people will study later. Because when I study only one university, the curriculum is one. They're not changing, but you don't study in this university, you studied in the other university, There's a different universities now, changed not only my critical way of thinking, but also learning something beyond that I was expecting. I forget even to tell you now, Kenya University with YALI programs and TOEFL programs. So amazing. People are afraid and are still even criticizing online courses. I've never been in the US anymore, in a person. The only way I've been in the US, only in the US Embassy Bujumbura, Burundi. It's when I got a chance just to be with Americans, but US university and personal was not in there. But I still know, I still really keep strong, and I know and I believe online courses are stronger because you work hard, and it comes from professionals, professional skills. Because with a centered learner, online course they make you work harder, you work it out, you work it up, you trade it up, and you feel like you're a learner and you want to succeed. So within those 6 universities I did online. So as Americans, I could feel, even if I'm not in a person, I have to be me, and I have to be better than this one person. That's why if somebody say, hey man, well I can learn something, but I've never been in America, you cannot accept. My level of studies, so I only completed in a bachelor degree, and with those English professionals, and also monitoring and evaluation of some university. So I'm not waiting for completing their master's and PhD studies in the coming days.